Good evening. Welcome to Muse on the News. I'm Lisa.
I'm Kel.
And tonight we are joined by Míša, who's the newest member of our digital content team. And of course, Steve is with us. Hello, everybody. Welcome. How are we all?
Hi.
Yeah, all good here.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Right. So, Míša, thanks so much for joining the digital content team. When we put out a call for volunteers, you were one of the first ones to apply. And Kel is delighted to have you on the team, aren't you?
I'm delighted to have somebody that can do exercises because, you know, my idea of exercise is lifting a pint glass. So to have somebody who's actually able to do star jumps and all that malarkey is absolutely brilliant. And it's just what our community needs after 18 months of sitting on our bums.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been brilliant, and yeah, I'm looking forward to working with you and showing you what exercise actually is a part of lifting a pint. It's so much more than.
Well, your first show actually went out last week, didn't it? And it proved very popular, and I think it's only going to get bigger and better. And we're really delighted to have you as part of the Pride in Surrey family. So thank you.
Welcome.
No, thank you very much. Thank you.
And Steve, you're here with us because today is a super important day, isn't it, for LGBTQ community?
Let me just cover up everyone's faces with a very important graphic.
Yes, it's the International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia and Transphobia, with three key messages this year: resisting, supporting and healing.
So just to be clear, we are recording this on IDAHOBIT Day, but it will be going out tomorrow. So that's why it's really important that we discuss it today. And of course, it's relevant tomorrow and every day of the year, isn't it?
It certainly is. Obviously, this day is really important, May the 17th, because it was specifically chosen to commemorate the World Health Organization's decision in 1990 to declassify homosexuality as a mental disorder. So that was a really good historic piece of news. And of course, that then came on to become IDAHOBIT as we know it now.
I bet that's a surprising date for a lot of people, don't you think? That it was only 1990 that, you know, we stopped being classified as, you know, as having a mental illness. It's terrifyingly recent, isn't it?
It is, and only this year we're looking at banning conversion therapy. I mean, it's 1990 that it was decided that it wasn't a mental disorder. So why has it taken that length of time to then stop conversion therapy, which was back then the treatment for these apparent mentally ill individuals?
I think we've still got a long way to go with that, haven't we? We've obviously got to go through the consultation phase of the government's plan, and well, let's see if that actually results in a true ban on conversion therapy, or whether there'll be a, you know, sort of a backdoor route to conversion therapy by way of a religious institution, which is a worry of ours, I think, isn't it?
Definitely, I think, you know, this year is really important because obviously we're recognising intersectionality, and it's something we've always kind of shouted up about and screamed about here at Pride in Surrey. It's about making sure that we recognise everybody in the community, and you know, we have to recognise as well, it's not just LGBTQ plus. You know, the plus stands for other individuals that might be non-binary, might be pansexual, might be poly, might be demi. Whoever you are and wherever you are, this is a day for you. And of course, you know, we could add so many letters in the LGBTQ spectrum, but of course, it's just making sure that we recognise that back in the golden times, that were the times where people had to stand up a lot stronger and a lot harder against police, the Stonewall. These individuals existed then and they still exist now, and of course it's just about recognizing that and making sure that we stand together as one.
Absolutely, and our allies indeed.
Oh, well, that's really important. That's really, you know, really valuable. So this day, what it does is it kind of raises awareness of the challenges, and we've got to recognise, you know, this day is recognised in around 130 countries worldwide. They're now saying there's a recorded 37 countries where same-sex acts are illegal, 70 of which, you know, 70 countries worldwide where, you know, people that are trans, LGBT, potentially are at risk of being imprisoned or in some cases, I think there's 4 cases, 4 countries where people will potentially be killed for their sexuality or gender and being out. So this day is really important about raising awareness of that, standing in solidarity with those countries, recognizing that we've still got challenges closer to home, in Europe and of course within the Commonwealth as well. We've got a significant amount of countries within the Commonwealth which are part of us, part of our nation. We've got to recognize that and stand in solidarity with them as well.
And we know there can be positive change in those countries, because actually we know that there's something which is kind of underground known as the tourist pass, whereas actually we can go as tourists into a lot of these countries and we won't be stoned to death because they want our money. So if they can turn a blind eye to us and tolerate us and accept us, then they can certainly accept their own countrymen without putting them to death for loving someone, can't they?
Yeah, well,
oh, definitely. I mean,
coming from me as an ally, it still surprises me what is going on and what you have to go through and how you have to actually work through all this. I'm come from the Czech Republic, and it's a very different story there than what it is in here. I would never make a difference to anybody, but it's surprising what people still do. Like, as you said, as a conversion therapy, I was like, what is that about? Like, let them be whoever they are, and that always comes from deep inside. I always believe in that. Whatever you are, whoever you are, just be yourself. Okay, and it's very surprising, even when I come from, even now in the 21st century, it's not recognized in the Czech Republic much. It's still pretty dark kind of thing as well. When you talk about LGBTQ plus or anyone there, they're like, who are we talking about? About human beings, human rights. That's what we're talking about. I'm really gobsmacked, actually, still what is going on out there.
Yeah, I know it is surprising, but I think the heartening thing is there's lots of positive things going on, and this day is so widely recognized across the world now. And what I find really wonderful is that actually the kids in the schools are celebrating IDAHOBIT Day, and they are really working hard to build awareness of the issues that affect the LGBTQ community across the whole school community in loads and loads of schools. I know our kids' school do it, but I know many, many others right here in Surrey who do it too. And I think that is the way forward, actually. It's starting with the younger generation and building that love and acceptance of the community and support of the community from a very young age. I think that is the key to success with this, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah. Work from the ground up.
Yes. Right, Steve, thank you very much for jumping on.
No problem at all. Thank you very much. And, thanks for having me. As always, great content. And of course, remember surreyshop.co.uk if you want to go and buy all your merch for Pride. And of course, we have announced all the dates now as well. So go and check them out at prideinsurrey.org.
Listen, the stock in the shop, just before you go, is looking amazing at the moment. I saw a little video on TikTok this morning of the new stuff that's in there, and it's fantastic. I haven't been over for a little while, and I'm dying to get over to have a look at the books in particular. There's some brilliant looking books on there that are right up my street, and not to mention the new candles. I think we might have mentioned those last week, but I'm going to give them another mention because they are beautiful.
We talk about them all the time.
Yeah.
We've got lots of new, just literally new stock coming in all the time. But TikTok has been our best buddy, and actually we've got customers travelling from as far as the Midlands. Somebody travelled from Isle of Wight to come and visit us at the weekend. I mean, for me, that's kind of like, well, hang on a minute, you come and got on a ferry and you come up, but actually, it's because there's not really that many places that are out there that are as bright and colourful and cheery as us. So yeah, do come and see us if you've seen us on TikTok. But it's over 2 million likes now on our TikTok.
It's extraordinary. It's extraordinary.
Oh, we're achieving. We're going to achieve. Sorry, I've just been told we're going to achieve 2 million.
Okay. Almost there.
We will achieve.
Yes. But what I just want to say is that it's much more than just a shop, isn't it? It's a safe space, and people can come in and have a friendly face and a chat with our brilliant volunteers, and it's a lovely place to go. Just if you feel that you need a little bit of an uplift in your day, please. I just thought it's fantastic seeing a teenage couple just meeting for a date there, which kind of just melted me a little bit. I was like, oh, that's so cute. But actually, now that cinemas are reopening and things are starting to get back to normal, that is a great place to be able to meet, a central point,
And you never know, if you're getting on well with your date as well, you can buy them a little treat while you're there as well. So
yeah, winner, great place to start a date, if you ask me. And you've just given us a great lead into the next story. So we're going to say goodbye to you, and we'll talk to you very soon.
take care, and
Bye.
See you later.
Oh, I love having Steve on.
Yeah, it's always nice to have the head honcho. Yeah, make time for us.
Yeah, don't get nervous in front of the boss, though, eh?
Oh, never.
Right, so listen, our first true news article of the evening, I suppose, is coming from you, Míša.
Yes,
this
your
week.
story, Míša.
And this is your bag, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes. So it's the gym classes are allowed from today to be inside. So I have been working on the outside classes from the 12th of April, which was actually great, but there weren't that many on offer. And also, if the weather was really rubbish, we had to go and run inside and just cancel the class. So even though it was quite nice while it was sunny, it's not the best when it starts raining. So going inside is brilliant. Obviously, there are lots of people who will have concern about the masks wearing or social distancing in the gym, because obviously the studios where I work are not as big, or the cleaning less. So we've got that all in place from the summer anyway, and obviously we're stepping up the game. And I'm not just a fitness instructor, I'm an official cleaner as well, because I have to clean all the equipment. So there's loads things in place for us to do, and for obviously for the people to be safe and to be able to enjoy what they loved before, and hopefully they haven't forgotten how to do it. And there was lots of concerns as well about wearing a mask while you're doing the exercises. We don't do that. Obviously, you are advised to wear a mask while you are walking about the gym or the leisure center or wherever you are indoors. But as you come to my classes or any classes studios, you can remove your mask, because I don't think it's going to be that comfortable working in the mask. And also, when you breathe in heavily and your heart rate increases, having something on your face is actually not comfortable. And from wearing masks, in the shops for maybe an hour, it's not really the best you can do. It protects other people, obviously, and I understand that, but it's not the most comfortable thing, and it's not the most nice thing as well when you start breathing heavily. So that's great. We don't have to do that. Obviously, you got social distancing in place as well. And I just cannot wait to be inside and doing what I love. I've loved seeing people outside, and it was great while we were doing that. But to be in my own studio and doing what I love and seeing all those little faces and all those people, just, I can't wait.
Yeah, I bet you can. But I bet, I'm not a particular gym bunny, as it were, but I'm sure that I know that there are loads of people who are desperate to get back to that. And I think it is about this massive leap that we're taking now into a little bit of normality. And I think it's so important for people's mental health and well-being to get back to being around other people, back to their routines, and being able to comfortably work out and have their usual fitness and exercise routines. Do you think that there's a challenge with that? Do you think it's been hard for people over the past year?
Yes, I think so. So there are two things for me as well. So as obviously we were at home a lot, people start to work out at home, and they kind of realize, actually I can do it at home. I can buy a few equipment, or I can do it outside in the garden. And that's great, because you've got something you can do at home. But I think what the gym or the classes give you is a different story. It's not just the exercise you do, it's the whole social side as well. And seeing people, talking to people and doing it in a group is a very different story to doing it on your own in the house. And I've experienced that as well. So I've been on my own doing it in the house because I had to keep my fitness as a fitness instructor, and I love it. I can't be without it. But it's not the same. And I think people will be probably quite afraid to go back to kind of do the first step after such a long time, because it is quite daunting. You just don't know what's going on. But I think once they first step in and see actually that there are lots of in faith and it's still a great fun, then I just hope back. And as you said, some people are waiting for a long time. They can't wait to go back. I hope they will be the first one in and saying, "Hi, Míša, I'm back in." But I think what this year done, it's probably make people more kind of, what I would say, not afraid, but kind of thinking about it. Do I really need to go to the gym, even though I love it, but I can do it at home? Is it safe enough for me? And I think they just need to get the leap, do it, and then see for themselves, really.
Will you approach it slightly differently, Míša? Will you approach it bearing in mind that probably a lot of people haven't done very much exercise? Will you go easy on people for the first few sessions? Are you going to rethink the way you sort of bring people back to it?
I'd like to say yes.
You're going straight in there for the kill, right?
Yeah, I just, so I've done body pumps, so that's what we've done outside. And I said to myself on the 12th of April that I'm going to go easy because people haven't done it, they haven't got the equipment, and I'm just going to be this lovely, nice Míša. And it didn't happen because it's just not who I am, and it's not how I do exercise. I just want them to enjoy it. Obviously, I wasn't as crazy, but I want them to feel the way they felt the first time they came to the class, or, you know, just kind of the lovely feeling, oh my God, I did work really hard, but it feels so good. And I didn't want to go easy because they just would lose that. So I don't think easy is in my vocabulary as much as it probably should be. So I'm just gonna go straight in. I've got some new music as well, which I just downloaded in a lockdown, some, you know, new kind of pumping crazy music, and all my people saying that it's European trash. So I downloaded more European trash because I just love it. So no, short answer is probably no, I'm not gonna go easy on them.
Fair enough.
Good.
Fair enough.
You won't be seeing us.
No, but we are going to do some of her.
We're definitely going to do some get moving episodes.
Definitely.
So
Yeah,
one
we can
thing
pause
is,
them
you
when we
do
do
that,
that.
and yeah, so you do that and decide if you like it or not, and maybe you could be my guest one day. You never know.
Oh,
We could maybe.
don't make any promises.
Tell you what we'll do, Míša, we'll lend you one of our children.
They'll probably do, but as long as you do it at home, that'll be great.
Oh dear, but I think it's great just to wind it up. I think it's really good, and I think it would be really brilliant for people to get back for that social aspect of life, to boost their mental health and their well-being, because I think every single one of us has felt it in one way or another over this past year.
Yeah,
and
yes.
Yeah.
So touching on the mental health as well, you know, it's very, very important to do exercise, which is something makes you feel happy. For me, exercise is just the way forward. So obviously, I've got my lovely family, and that's great. But if I don't do my exercise, I can feel the level of the mood going down, and I just don't feel the same. And it's so important for the mental health. And I've been saying that before in some of my videos as well. You know, it doesn't have to be crazy exercise. Just go for a walk, and you know, all those endorphins, the happy hormones which they release while you exercise are so important. And what I'm doing now, guys, with you, I'm just hoping that it's going to help someone, at least one person, to feel a little bit better and saying, yes, I can do this. It's fun, you know, and yeah, that's just all I do. And I don't do it for money or anything. Exercise always been part of my life. And I think it's so important. And all I do is when I see someone doing the class, enjoying themselves, and, you know, or doing an exercise and then give me this big smile, that's all I need. You know, it's very important. And it makes you so
reward.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You are already helping people, because we know that lots of people already watched your first show and they'll continue to tune in. We know that.
And that's all I need.
Okay, so what's our next story? Next story is my one. Okay, so I guess we kind of touched on this a little bit when we were talking to Stephen earlier, didn't we? But I think it's really concerning. The nuts and the bolts of this story is the UK is kind of going backwards in terms of being LGBT friendly and how we are perceived across the world. Yet again, Malta has been voted the friendliest place for LGBT people for the 6th year in a row. And I'm bearing in mind Malta is a tiny, tiny little Catholic country. For them to hold this accolade year after year after year really kind of should put us to shame. What do we think, guys?
You know, this is such a sad article to read, but I think anybody in the LGBTQ plus community probably isn't surprised by that. I know I'm not surprised.
No.
And I think we have seen, you know, certainly in the last, I don't know, certainly the last 5 years, I would say that I've felt that there has been an increased intolerance in our society. And I think it's very concerning.
And it's very obvious, isn't it? I think, you know, definitely feel that LGBT rights are not right at the top of this government's agenda, and kind of feel that, I don't know, after various things that have happened over the last 5-10 years, you know, with Brexit and things like that, it feels like it's actually now a really intolerant place of anybody who's slightly different. And unless you're white British middle class and you know, cisgendered and heterosexual, then you're kind of a second class citizen in this country. And that's kind of, I think, how it feels for many of us, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, you know, as an ally, I can't, obviously, I don't know how it is, you know, as much, but when I came over here, which is 15 years ago, I did find it was very inclusive, and, you know, and I loved it, because when I came over here, I didn't have that at home. It wasn't inclusive, you know, against anybody really who was slightly different, if you like. So yeah, it was very inclusive, and over the last, maybe as you said, 5 years, I can see a lot of difference as well against you know, LGBTQ plus, and it's really concerning, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I know, and I think it is like across all intersectionalities as well. I mean, I think we see people are freer with their words, and maybe sort of, you know, not as careful about how they might refer to people from different cultures, different religions, different backgrounds, you know, people with disabilities and things like that. I think there, you know, there is an awful lot of work to be done to try and combat this sort of rise in people's sense of entitlement to under the guise of free speech. They just seem to be able to hurl insults and express prejudices that are unacceptable. Like, it's simply unacceptable, and everybody should be able to live their life freely as they wish, and as the human beings that they are. I think anything less than that is not acceptable.
It's also the rise in the use of social media, isn't it? People feel very confident when they're behind their screens and they're tapping out their views and they're on Twitter, and you know, that they can't be seen or challenged, and they can just, you know, not read the comments or just shout back horrible things at the people that do disagree with them. You know, look at the platform that some people have got, you know, the likes of J.K. Rowling, and, you know, people like Graham Linehan, and people that have got these followings and these platforms, and they use them to just, you know, spout hate and intolerance, and people see that, people follow that, people think, well, if it's okay for J.K. Rowling to say it, then it's okay for me to think it and say it and feel it and express that at every opportunity as well. And it's, you know, so I think we've got lots of reasons that are feeding into this lack of tolerance in the UK, but it feels like it's actually going to get a lot worse before it gets any better. And I think that's why we will always need pride organisations, and people that say, why do we need pride? It's because of this. This is why we need pride.
100%.
Yeah, but again, like, you know, people like that, as you said, you know, just be kind. You know, you don't need to spread anything like that. Okay, we are all entitled to our opinions, of course, but that's not an opinion. That's just spreading like hate or anything else. Why? What for? Does it make you feel better? I don't know how these people sleep at night, really. So just kindness. And I've been teaching that my kids as well. That's all you need, really, because if you are kind to each other, then, you know, everyone will include you in everything. Like, you know, if you've been horrible to someone, even just my kids at school, no one wants to play with you if you are horrible. You know, similar to that. So just play nicely in your life, and yeah, just be kind. That's all I'm saying. I've been saying that forever the last year. Just be kind. That's all we need.
Simple message.
Absolutely, and just think twice about the words that you say, or the words that you commit to a computer screen or a Facebook post, you know, because they are impactful. So you need to really think about the things that you say on a day-to-day basis, no matter what. You know, you just need to think about how it will make other people feel, and yeah, embrace that sense of kindness. And remember that we are all human, so we all feel things, and actually, you know, being kind, and using your platforms for positivity is the way to go, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah.
Very
Very
good.
important.
Oh, right, okay, right.
So
Well,
your story then.
I've got a nice little contrast
Lovely
to
story.
that. I love this story. So it's a story from Canada, actually. So it's not a UK one, but it's a story of a young man and his father. So Dad throws trans son a party to celebrate his transition, and it's the light we need in this dark, dark world. And I think this is so true. I loved this story. So the son was throwing a party to celebrate his 1 year anniversary. So 1 year since he started his hormone therapy. And the dad just has embraced his son and celebrated him and everything that he's going through. And at this party, throughout the day, the dad was sending various tweets out. I don't know if we can possibly get any of them up there, so that I can read one out. But just his joy and his pride in his son, I think, is just so lovely. So it says that. So this month, my 16-year-old son started testosterone. Today, he's throwing a 1 year tea-versary. My kitchen is full of teens playing beer pong and having mocktails, and we've got the chocolate fountain going. It's a happy place, and I'm worn out from running errands all day. And I think that was the first of like a series of tweets that he sent out, celebrating his son, and clearly, like, the relationship they have is just so lovely. And this dad has done an absolutely amazing job of being a supportive parent. And do you know what? We could all take a leaf out of his book.
Absolutely. What do you make of that, Míša?
Oh, I love that story. I think it's amazing and important message as well. You know, those supportive parents, like you would celebrate any achievement of your children or anything for your children. So this is just amazing. And I think it's so important to see that people celebrating something like that. And it's just important because, you know, the kid just wants to be who, you know, he wants to be who he wants to be, or she wants to be who she wants to be. And that's something to celebrate. So just be you. And those supportive parents are just top there. I love people like that. I think it's very important.
But that's what it comes down to, isn't it? It's literally whatever your kids do. You know, they come home and they tell you that, you know, they scored a goal in their, you know, football game on the school field with their jumpers as goalposts, and you celebrate that and you support that. And it goes all the way up to major life decisions, and it goes all the way up to them being brave enough and authentic and you know, enough to be their true selves, and that deserves to be celebrated. And I think,
and that's spot on as well. You need to be true to yourself. You know, you've got to be. And this is always, I've said something as well. This is what you see, and this is what you get. Yeah. And there's nothing like that. And I just bought a T-shirt actually saying, if my mouth doesn't say it, my face will.
Oh,
and
that's
it's
so amazing. That is, yeah, so true. So true.
I can't hide any emotions or anything. So just be truthful to yourself. Celebrate anybody and everybody, and just be happy for your kids or anybody. It's just so simple. And I just really makes me sometimes cross that people don't do it. And it's just simple thing in life, really.
I know. And you know what, like, it's our job as parents. I always think it's our job as parents to just journey alongside our kids and to support them in what they do. It's not our job to tell them what to do or inflict our beliefs upon them. They are their own people. From the time they're born, they are their own selves. And, you know, we can guide them and we can love them through difficult times. But, you know, ultimately, every decision they make about their lives is theirs, you know, and it's our job to just be with them through that and do what we can to make it as supportive environment as possible for them.
And it is a challenge, let's face it. It is a challenge, because there are enough times you look at your kid after they've said something or done something, you think, you idiot. But you prop them up and you support them and you see them through. And, you know, I think, well, I think this dad could give out parenting lessons any day of the week. I think we need
exactly.
to.
You know, and as you said, it's guiding them, you know, and they're gonna make mistakes. We all have done, you know, we all been there. But that's what, you know, how you learn, and that's what makes you as well. So, you know, you make a mistake, you think, I brought you up, but come on, but we all been there. My mum told me so many things, and I just went straight against it, thinking, no, I'm no better, and I'm gonna know. But now I know, telling my own kid, thinking, oh my good, Míša, like, you know. But yeah, just guide them and be there for them. That's all you need to do. Just be there for them, and just guide them, teach them, educate them. It's all about education as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So educate them and celebrate as this dad. And he could, yeah. Oh,
And this dad has nailed it. You know, he's just got it so right. So yeah, a lovely story to wind up on. I
And
think,
as
today.
we've said, starting from the ground up and educating our kids and making our kids kind people, and the world will be a kinder place when they're all in charge, won't it?
Yeah. Let's hope.
and Domi, we should all be like this. I'd love everybody to be like
No,
Yeah,
I think we don't always get it right. Like you know, we don't always get it right, but it is, you know, it's about recognizing when we haven't got it right and doing our best to put it right. We might not always react the right way to our kids, but there's always a way to make it up to them, and that's the important. Now,
absolutely.
did
I
we
made
get-
a million
sorry.
mistakes. I reacted the way that I thinking, oh my gosh, why did I do this? But you know, in that moment, it just kind of sometimes it just goes out of the window. But then you rectify that, you learn from that, and you don't do it next time.
That's it.
We're all
learning
human.
from your mistakes and rectifying them and becoming a better person because of it.
That's the job. Right now, word of the week. Did
Who's brave enough? Yeah, we've got a word of the week right now.
I'm going to give it a whirl. So
Let's-
this has come in as a challenge from our boss,
Stephen.
from Stephen Ireland. Thanks very much, Stephen.
Okay, let's go with it. Let's go with it.
Okay.
Word of the week. Word of the week. Word of the week.
I'm really worried.
Who's going to try it? Right, let's get this up. Right,
Where is it? Oh
Flotchinau
no, it's
Sinhill.
oh Floxinaus. Oh God, it keeps flashing as well.
Come on, Míša, have a go.
Now, this is all I can say is the amplification. Amplification. No way. I can't even say proper English words sometimes anyway, so there's no way.
Right, okay, hold on. I've got it written down, right. Flotchinau Sinihinapifilicration.
That is
Right.
so wrong.
I haven't said it right. It's 29 letters long. It is the estimation of something as valueless. Ironically, flotchinautinhilification is a pretty valueless word in itself, and it's almost never used except as an example of a long word. Shall we see if we can find an internet site that will be able to read this out for us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a go. Have a go.
There's no way I'll ever say it. There's about 2 words in the English language I can't say, and I'm not gonna share them just yet because you know too early. But yeah, that's no way. I mean, just find a different. What I do normally, I find another word so I can explain that word if I can't say it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. Let's see if we can hear this.
Floxenorsin ehilipilification.
Floxenorsin
Did we all get that?
I said it.
Floxenorsin ehilipilification.
Floxenorsin
Oh well done, Lisa.
That's so accomplished.
Now say it again. No, you can't see it.
Oh no, that's not fair.
Flotcinorshin.
No, floxahilification.
No, you missed the
It doesn't
notion.
matter. Right, let's move on. Right. Thank you, Stephen, for your challenging
Thanks,
word of the
Stephen. I
week.
think we ran with that. We did it very, very well in a professional manner.
Yeah, hope you did you proud.
Right. Is everybody ready?
Yes.
Go to the week. Hey!
Oh.
So this week's Go to the Week is Richard from Hazelmere. And Richard recently came out, and this photo was sent in by his mum, Barbara, by way of celebrating Richard being himself and his true self on IDAHOBIT this year.
I love Richard. Fair play to him. So for the people that are listening and not watching, Richard is, from what I can see, he's a fully white goat. He's got 2 beautiful horns. And he's standing on front of a very large sign which says, "I'm gay." So yeah, he's looking good. He's looking confident. He's looking happy. Somewhere in Hazelmere, there he is.
He's a lovely goat. And he's out and he's proud.
Proud goat. Oh, bless him. So I hope, Dylan, you liked that goat, because this is Dylan's feature. He loves the goat of the
Yeah,
week.
we only
so
do it for Dylan. And for
yeah.
me, really, because I enjoy it.
You get great enjoyment out of it.
Oh, okay.
dear.
So, Míša, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been really lovely to be able to bounce these stories off you and get your perspective on things as an ally.
No, thank you. It's been great, actually. First one, and I actually really enjoyed it. So thank you for having me.
Good. Well, we definitely have you back. You're
Pleasure.
part of the team now, so
Yeah.
this is, kind of part of your remit. You have to do it.
No,
It's been lovely to have you. So listen, when have we next got Míša on screen?
I think we're definitely gonna have one on Saturday, but we need to have a look in the schedule and speak to some of our viewers and decide which evening is going to be best for people, because obviously we've got a Saturday morning one and we're thinking of doing an evening show. So perhaps maybe Thursday evening.
Okay,
Maybe
right.
Thursday evening for people. We'll see.
Let us know, folks, what your preferred time is. What
Yeah, put it in
evening
the
would
chat
work
bar and
best.
tell
We'd
us
love to hear from you.
when you're available to do a bit of exercise with Míša.
yes, definitely. Yes.
Right.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Míša.
so much. And we will see you
thank
soon.
Ladies, lovely to see you on the screen, and have a lovely evening, and I'll see you soon.
Oh,
Thank
and you, Míša. You take care. Thank you.
See you soon, Míša. Take care.
Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye.
I'm Zoe Lyons. Sometimes it's easier just to text. Text TALK to 88440. You're not alone.